My name is Moonpetrie, and I have had a lot of fun doing beta reading and making videos about beta reading I have done for other author tubers, but I've decided I'm going to make some videos about reading the published works of some other author tubers. For a little frame of reference, I have been using Goodreads only for a little more than a year and a half, year and 3/4 now, and I have only DNF'd 3 books. One was just a matter of running out of time. One was a baby in peril situation that I, for obvious reasons, found stressful, and only one did I actually really not like the book. I tend to be an enthusiastic reader looking for things that I will love, and I have an easy time getting carried away and falling in love with books. So I'm not here to do a serious critique of anything ever. I'm here to share my enthusiasm. I'm so excited about what has just arrived. I have been meaning to read this for such a long time, and I just went on Amazon and I was just gonna see how much the ebook cost. And I've been reading a lot of ebooks lately because they're easy to get hold of during the pandemic, but I love an actual book. And turned out the hardcover was on sale. Oh my goodness, it's beautiful. So I loved it. I thought that it was just such a romp. I got completely caught up in it and annoyed with anything that made me have to put it down. My other children, for example, not this one, too cute to be annoyed. So it has been a long time since I read Jane Eyre, and I was 13. So what is that? 26 years ago? And it was not my favorite book. I was a budding feminist feeling super frustrated with the limited agency of women in books. And so I was not coming at this from a perspective of how did Alexa Donne recreate Jane Eyre. I was enjoying it for what it was mostly. It did address sexism, but it addressed it head on. It also addressed class stratification in ways that I thought were really powerful without ever feeling preachy. There were aspects of it that were surprisingly relevant feeling to me right now. No spoilers, but there was definite corruption and heartless disregard for the suffering of others, especially those in the underprivileged classes in this interesting post-catastrophic society. What I thought she did best was maintaining tension. I've read a lot of science fiction, and it feels like a lot of the time there's this wasted opportunity. There is nothing but this thin skin of metal between all of the characters and everything and everyone they know and love, and, you know, oblivion. And so many science fiction books seem to just take that as a given and move on with the story. This book just sprinkled throughout a few times. There were enough references to that or incidents that made you concerned with that I could not forget it. The whole book. Oh, I love you. I love you. Blah. So I spent the whole book already worried about that. So baseline tension was already high. And so all of the plot tension happened layered on top of that. And in that way, the book did an amazing job of keeping me on the edge of my seat. I really like to breathe. Also, even those of us who did read Jane Eyre 26 years ago will probably remember that fire is a significant plot device in that book. Fire takes on entirely new and terrifying dimensions when it's, on a spaceship. So that was very exciting. There was one thing that I was not sure I liked. There was a section of the book that was epistolary. There were letters. During this point of upheaval in the story, when a great deal is happening, and instead of being dramatized, it was summarized in letters. I thought this was an odd choice, and I felt a little distant from the action because of it. And so I was thinking, what could have been done differently? How would that have affected the feel of it? And as I thought it through, I started to think, we all know right now, this feeling when everything is going crazy in the world, when there's so much that's just hard to even wrap your brain around, that you almost feel at a remove from it. It almost feels like an out-of-body experience. Alexa Donne is a couple years younger than me, so she might have been 17 or 18 for 9/11, and I was 20. So this is that was a formative experience for everyone who lived through it, I'm sure. But at that sort of a young adult age, remembering that day now, I feel like I'm watching a film of myself. And so I ended up deciding that the epistolary portion was exactly what it needed right there. And it actually felt pretty powerful to me as I continued to read through that section. On the whole, I was thinking, I'm probably going to give this book 4 stars. And then I got to the ending. So, plot-wise, the ending is totally satisfying, and I enjoyed it. Everything ties together well, and it feels earned. Things don't come together too easily. But what really did it for me was there are a few small things, a few little details, a reference to something, a character that I had been thinking a lot about, not someone that really mattered, not someone that needed a lot of resolution or a satisfying character arc, not someone who had in fact uttered a single word in the book, but someone who was on my mind, got just the perfect ending. There were several little things that got tied up so perfectly at the end. It just gave me such satisfaction that I am going to be giving it a 5-star rating on Goodreads. So I tremendously enjoyed my reading experience of Brightly Burning by Alexa Donne, and I strongly recommend it to anyone. It's romance heavy, so if you're into that sort of thing, that's not, my favorite part, but as far as I can tell, it was well done. I plan on reading more books by AuthorTubers. I have, in fact, started Song of the Dryad by Natalia Leigh, and if the prologue is anything to go by, it is intoxicating, so I'll be making a video about that at some point. And in October, Joey Paul's new book is going to be coming out, so I will probably read that then. If you have any more suggestions for me about great books by AuthorTubers, leave them in the comments below. If you have read Brightly Burning, tell me what your thoughts were. Until next time, I am Moon Petrie, and I hope you are enjoying what you are reading as much as I have been.